Welcome, guys. Happy Monday morning. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound, and today we are going to take a look at posting a few listings on eBay. I know a lot of you have had either issues or you had questions. You just don't know how to get started, what's expected when you're trying to sell your coins on eBay. Hopefully I'm going to help address kind of like an A to Z solution for you guys in this video. I don't know specifically how long it's going to take, but I figure we're just going to go ahead and start right off by discussing the three coins that we are going to be listing. All of which I have images ready to go. The only thing that we're going to do together is prepping them for your listing on eBay. Now, as you can see, I'm on the actual eBay site. I actually went into my account and hit listing or sell, and that'll take you to the next screen in which it will ask you if you wanted to do a single listing or multiple listings. Depending on your time and your efficiency when it comes to doing something like that, you might want to try and do a gang run of listings, especially for those of you that are store owners on eBay. Okay, that helps. You guys probably know how to zing right through that, no problem. But there are a few key things, a few takeaways, a few best practices that we have to be aware of to maximize the effectiveness on selling on eBay. And the first one that I want to bring up is get all your information together. We have three coins that we're going to discuss. One is a 1956 D over D Lincoln cent. This is a Cherry Picker's Guide FS 501 variety. These are all coins that I've discovered in the bulk wheat cent lot. So we're going to go ahead and list some of those and see what we could do with those particular coins. So we have that one. We have a 1958 D over D over D RPM. That one is WRPM 001 according to coppercoins.com and Wexler's site. And then finally we have a 1957 BIE die chip that we are going to list as well. This one is 1957-40. Alright, so we have those three coins. We're going to show you how it's all done. And first and foremost, now that we have the information on the three coins that we are going to list on eBay, let's go ahead and prep those photos. And the program that I like to use is called Photoscape. It's a free software that's available to you online. Just go ahead and download it. And then you have video editing software. Probably one of the better ones. It's way better than Paint and all the other ones that come on a computer. Just as a generic type. But I love using Photoscape. Let's go ahead and fix this here. There you go. So that way you can see the top toolbar. And it's really easy to use. Okay, I use the editor function for the most part. So that's what we're going to use. I have my three images. A lot of my photos are going to be in its own designated folder. So I have one called eBay Sample. Alright, so here's all the images, and what I did is I took a close-up of each coin where the diagnostic is, or the main feature part of the coin, and then I take an entire image of the obverse and the reverse of the coin. You're going to need three images per coin, and you'll see why here in a second. But what I want to do is to take some of these images where you have a lot of space. In this particular case, you have some white smudges here that were on the table or the box or whatever you use to display your coin on. What I like to say is when you're going to do coin shots is you have a contrasting background to the color of your coin. So in this case, this is a really nice kind of like AU example 1957 Lincoln wheat cent. All right, you still have some of the mint red and some of the protective areas right here. Okay, this will look good offset against a dark background. All right, I would say the same with things like silver. All right, are great to photograph with a darker background. So what I want to do with this first is we're going to go ahead and crop it so that way we eliminate a lot of the dead negative space. And you can either do it one of two ways. You could do just a square, and come up real close to the edges, like so. We're going to hit enter, and there you go. Now, the way the images are set, okay, because I've cropped it and now it's already blown up quite a bit, you're going to experience a little bit of out of focusness about it, and that's fine. We could also crop it to the perimeter of the coin as close as you can, and then your background will automatically be set to black. There you go. So that's the first one. We're going to go ahead and save it. It says stay in the same folder. Let's go ahead and do the next one. And I think we're just going to go ahead and do the same deal. Now, the reverse of this coin right here, I didn't do a very good job at taking the images. I have an iPhone XR. I don't have the newest model yet. What is it, the 11 or 11 Pro? All right, it's a little bit out of focus. So there's a few things you could do to kind of change this on Photoscape. All right, you could do a contrast enhancement where it really picks out some of the details and sharpens it. You could do this a few times, actually. There you go. It's not bad. So we're going to go ahead and run with this. It's still a little bit out of focus, but that's okay. That's not the main focal point for this particular coin. So we're going to go ahead and do the next one. And as you save them, as you can see, it'll save it with the modifications on there. All right. So again, the idea is that we are going to have a full obverse and reverse shot of every coin that you sell, whether it's encapsulated, slabbed, or whatever, or raw. It doesn't really matter. So this one, even though it's pretty nice, it has a few kind of like just little nicks here and there on Lincoln's jacket. Okay, so that's going to show up. But you want the best quality photos for your listings. All right, so here's the 58. It's a little bit of a process. You know, you take the time to do the work on your images to clean them up, and you are going to achieve much better results. Because presentation is everything when it comes to sales online. If the images aren't clear or concise enough, people more than likely will not buy your items. Okay, and that's not what we want here. We want to be able to have about an 80% sale rate on all the items. That's what's going to make it worthwhile. All right, and then pricing it appropriately is going to be paramount in ensuring that you are not going to scare away customers for these coins. All right. So again, for some of these coins that have kind of like a monotone, you know, kind of like the XFAU brown coins, I like to do a little contrast enhancement to pull out some of the details off of there, so that way people can see exactly what they're getting. So here are the close-up images of the RPMs. So this one right here I took with my phone scope attachment on my iPhone. Snap this image and it looks great. Okay, theoretically I don't have to do anything with this photo. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like with a middle contrast enhancement, and it pulls it out a little bit. Okay, that's probably all that you can do. You don't want to juice or doctor the photos too much to give it a false appearance of something that it isn't. So we're just going to roll with that. Here's the 56D over D. Let's go ahead and do a little contrast enhancement there. Not bad. I would say that looks pretty gosh darn good. And finally, the BIE. Now this one right here, this one, if you're not careful, this one can kind of get lost because of just how monotone it is. So I did a maximum contrast enhancement. Now I could continue to do it again and again, but if you keep doing it, it's going to make it really sharp, but it's also going to make it super like grainy because it's going to pull out every single detail. So on something like this, what I also want to do is draw an arrow. So we're going to go ahead and draw in an arrow to designate exactly what you want the audience to draw their eyes to. So that one's way too skinny. You might have to resize them too. Yeah, these are way too big. So we're going to resize it so that way it looks like this. 1200 by 1000 is great. I think I'm going to have to go back and do the other images real quick. A little bit better. Let's go ahead and bump up the size of there. So it draws your eye to that. What you could also do is type in sorry guys, I was using this on my last video. So what I could do is type in the Cuds on Coins attribution number, like so, and then I could, I don't know, probably keep this black. Let's see what it looks like. Take out the outline. And let's go ahead and click and drag this here to the corner. So it will show up in the listing twice. It will show up in the main descriptor line, and it'll show up on the image as well. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's go back and just do a little resize, because if the file's too big, it will be rejected on eBay, and you're going to have to go back onto Photoscape and change it anyways, and that can be kind of a pain. So we want to make sure that we do this in advance to save on time and to help expedite the process, especially if you have a lot of listings that you need to post up. That's important. So at the end of the video, and if you guys have questions, I would expect you guys to go ahead and post them below. I'll do the best I can to address them then and there. I might follow up this with an actual live stream in a week or two about this subject, kind of like a eBay clinic of sorts. Hopefully that'll help. But you see what I'm doing, okay? So we've been on this video for 12 minutes, and this seems like a waste of time, but I guarantee you, you got to put in the quality work of prepping your photos before you do the listings. That's important. People buy what they want because they like the appearance of something. All right. So we're all done with the photos. I guess the only other thing that I can do is I could take the images of the obverse and reverse and gang them up into pairs. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I use the combine function, eBay sample, and we're just going to go ahead. That's way too big. Shrink this down a little bit. And gang them up so that way you have the obverse and reverse of the same coin on the same picture. So we're going to go ahead and save that. My computer is no bueno this morning. It's a little bit on the slow side. Alright, so we got that one down. Let's go ahead and take care of the next set. 56D over D. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and do the 58D over D over D. Alright, so we have all our images squared up. They are all set and ready to go. So we got the double. We have the close-up image of each coin that matters. So I'd say we're ready to go with the eBay listing. So let's go ahead and go to the listing. And I figure we're going to go ahead and start out with the 56 D over D Cherry Picker's Guide variety. So we're going to go ahead and browse categories. We are going to go into coins, paper, money. And it's real simple. We're just going to drill all the way down until we get to Lincoln cents for this one. The only one that we're going to use for errors is going to be the BIE die chip. This is a wheat cent, so we are going to go ahead and do the 1909 to 1958 wheat cent. It's going to go ahead and create the draft. And the cool thing is, if you know you're going to continuously list a lot of coins, what you can do is create a template. All right, so if you're going to be posting a lot of RPM Lincoln cents, create one template so that way you don't have to type everything out. So we got 1956 Lincoln cent RPM. We are going to put it in as FS-501 Cherry Picker's Guide. We're going to do a little kind of quick estimate. XF plus grade. Aside from that, I mean, you could put in little buzzwords like, amazing. Okay, you could put, amazing variety with exclamation point to help draw the viewer's attention to that particular coin. But this is because this is going to be the first thing that people see before they decide they want to click into the listing. So it's important to have a very impactful title. If you don't have that and you're just kind of willy-nilly with it and you're just lame at it, I don't expect you to be lame, but put your best effort into making a complete title, putting as much information as you possibly could in there, and then you're going to have something that's going to draw the attention. You combine that with the images, and you have the recipe for a lot of great success on eBay. So we're going to go ahead and run with that. We're going to keep amazing variety on there. Category, you want to just audit that it says small cents, Lincoln wheat, 1909 to 1958. Condition is not applicable for this one. We're going to go ahead and pop on 2 images. So let's go ahead and do that. Hope everyone had a fun time with the football festivities yesterday. Whether your team won or lost, hopefully it was a good time. Let's see, that's the 57, 56. So we're going to go ahead and start by posting the close-up. And then we're going to go ahead and post up the other. Now, the cool part is that... Just make sure I get the right one on there. Alright, so that one is going to be the brown in this one. There we go. So we have the 2 images. We have the close-up, which is the one that is what you want, because that's going to be the image that's going to be your coin. Do not use stock images. That is bullcrap, and it's false advertising. And you're going to be asking for a return, for sure. All right, so we got the 2 images. Usually with eBay, every 30 days, you get up to 50 free listings. So you don't have to pay for the actual listing, which is nice. Certification, it's uncertified and it is circulated. You can take the time to go ahead and put in all this information, additional information, if applicable. I usually stay away from grade and all that. You just want to use kind of like a vague, kind of generic grade for stuff like that. Now, item description. Okay, you keep it as brief as possible while adding in all the information. So what I like to do here, and I'm going to go ahead and enable advanced editing. And you guys have probably seen my listings before, so I have kind of like a standard layout. Up for consideration, semicolon, and I'll just type in actually 1956 D over D Lincoln wheat cent RPM. Whoop, not wrong. And then we'll type in the other information like we did in the title. So it's going to be FS 501 Cherry Picker's Guide Variety XF plus condition, and then what I'll do to further elaborate it, please check out the images of the coin for an accurate look at the grade. And then what I like to do for the main part of the information, I will blow this up a little bit. Let's do 24. Keep everything smaller. And I also put, I try my best to be as accurate. Did I spell that right? As possible. Hoosible. Thank you for looking at my item. Please check out my other listings for other neat variety and error coins. Which gives them the ability that they could click on my name and go ahead and check out some of my other listings. Alright, so you could do that. Another thing you could do is change this to a different color. So let's go ahead and throw on a little bit of cool blue on there. Not bad. Alright, draws the eye. It's nice and appealing. It's not going to stress you out any. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use the same thing for the next listing. So I'll do a little Control-C action. And then let's just go ahead and finish out the rest. So we're going to do a 7-day auction style. It is Monday, so it's going to end on a Monday. If I put it up now, it's going to end a few minutes before 10 p.m. Pacific time. I think I'm okay with that for this particular listing because it's a low dollar value item. Starting price is going to be whatever amount of money that you feel comfortable letting it go for. For me, we're going to do $4.99. That's it. Like I said, all these coins I've found are worth between $5 and $10. So, you know, if someone pops in a quick little bid at $4.99 and that's all it sells for, I would be cool with that. All right, so, and I have a ton of them. So I have a whole bunch of them to get rid of, but this is one coin, one item. All right, so returns on something like this, because it's a low dollar value, usually I won't do any returns whatsoever, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep this on here. I mean, it's really at the discretion of the buyer if they love it or hate it. You know, it is only $5. The buyer will have to pay for the shipping. In this case, it's just going to be a forever stamp. So we're going to go ahead and keep that as is. For this one, we're going to do free shipping. I'm going to package it up and put it in a number 10 envelope. So it'll be nice and safe, and it'll ensure that it'll fall under whatever the max amount of ounces are for one forever stamp. Fees, 0. Yay. We got no fees. No promoted listings. Do not promote this or pay the extra money for advertising. Let's see. I don't know if I have to put anything else in for... Yeah, I got to finish up the package requirements. Custom weight, 0 pounds, 0 ounces, a pound or less is what I do. Alright, so I have everything. Just go ahead and do the once over. 56 D over D Lincoln Wheat Cent, FS 501, Cherry Picker's Guide Variety, XF Plus Condition. Really nice coin for $5. Again, there you go. Has two images. Pretty nice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. And you guys can check it out later. Go on eBay, because I am legit posting this right now. All right, so we got one listing down. We got two more to go. So sorry to keep it so long, but hopefully you guys grabbed a cup of tea or coffee, or maybe you guys are heading to lunch, whatever the case may be. So we're going to go ahead and do another draft. Create listing, single. Recently used categories, and then we're going to do one more wheat cent for the 58 triple D, which is pretty nice. So same thing, we're going to do 1958 D over D over D, use capitals. Lincoln wheat cent RPM, copper coins, or we could leave off copper coins, just do W RPM, attribution number 001, pleasing AU brown. It's actually more red brown condition. There you go. Pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. And if you guys had saved the template, that'll make it easier for you. So we got that one there for the close-up. And we just have to put up the other image for the double. All right. So the image that's in the first box will be the main image that's displayed in the listing count. So if I swap this over, it'll be the double, is what you'll see. You don't want that. You'll want to click and drag and make sure that the image that you want portrayed with a title is going to be in box number 1. Keep that in mind. All right, uncertified. Make sure you hit up all the red asterisk pieces, because that's important. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing again. It gets kind of monotonous when you have dozens of various listings to do. So this one right here is 1. And I like to specify that you're receiving 1. WRPM. I go back to my standard default colors for the secondary lines. This is a very nice and dramatic RPM for the date. Very nice condition, but please reference the photos of the actual coin that you will receive. And I use you because it kind of like throws in like a little bit of personal ownership of the coin. Like, oh yeah, check out the photos of the coin you will receive, because you will put a bid in. So, you know, same thing. Thank you for checking out my listing. Please look at my other auctions for more coin errors and varieties. Boom. All right, so we got that one done. Let's go ahead and finish her up. 7 Days Style, $4.99. Okay, and however many bids come in after that, above and beyond the $4.99, is kind of like gravy. I will net out about $2.50, $3 each listing. By the time it's all said and done, it's factoring in the eBay fees and all the other great stuff. Free shipping, custom weight, pound or less. There you go. Send her on her way. And generally, it'll take about a minute to do each listing. Once you've done one, you kind of hit your stride, and then you're good to go. All right, ladies and gents, we have one more listing to do, and this one we are going to do in error coins. So we're going to do a different category, so coins and paper money, U.S. coins, and errors. That pretty much sums it up. That's what we're going to do. All right, so for this one, it's going to be a BIE. So it's a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Cent BIE die chip. And I like to separate like things by hyphens. So in this case, I'll put the attribution LDB 4-1957-40. Awesome die break or die chip. Awesome error coin. The only thing I forgot to put on there is going to be AU. There you go. 1957 Lincoln Wheat Cent BIE die chip LDB4-1957-040 AU condition. All right, so we got that there. Let's go ahead and post our photos. Same thing, guys. Same thing. Okay, this one has the attribution typed in on there, which will help as well. People like that sort of thing. This one here. There you go. So the first image here with the actual break is going to be my main image. All right, so this is an uncertified coin, circulated. Most of them are circulated unless you really do have a gem BU type coin. All right, and then our usual deal. Change this up here. Whoops. And you can change the font too, depending on how you're feeling. So you're going to be receiving 1957 Lincoln Wheat Cent BIE die chip in Liberty. CUDs on coins LDB 4-1957-040. So let's go ahead and finish her up with the rest of the information. Actually, we'll do 18 for this one. Real nice. Bit by Lincoln. Real nice. Graded. Estimated to be AU red brown. Please examine the photos for an accurate look. Assessment of grade and quality. Thank you for looking, and please feel free to check out my other coin errors and varieties. And you can also put in I combined shipping or whatever. Of course, if you're using a number 10 envelope with a stamp, you got to be careful that you don't overshoot the shipping estimate, because if you say, oh yeah, I could combine everything, then you're gonna have to upgrade to a padded mailer. Then you're gonna have to upgrade to a different shipping option, possibly. You never know. So this one's gonna be $4.99. That's usually my go-to for something like this. Returns accepted. Less than £1. Free shipping. And we are good to go. It's appropriate. I live in the city of Lincoln, and I like to collect Lincolns. I think that was a match made in heaven. All right, so that pretty much sums it up. That wraps up everything when it comes to putting up professional eBay listings. Okay, you want to make sure again that you type in all of the appropriate information. Make sure you have clear, concise photos of everything you sell. When it comes to coins, a clear obverse or the front or back or the reverse of the coin. So you're going to have at the very least 2 images per coin. You want to make sure it's very well in focused. If you guys have better camera equipment like a SLR or one of those newer iPhones or Android devices, I mean those things are pretty good. Then you could get super quality photos. But all in all, that is what you do. Okay. Probably a few other things I would like to say is, again, don't overshoot the amount of money that you want for your coin. Because the higher the initial starting price, the higher your fee's going to be. Right now, they're free, but we're putting up $5 coins, $5 listings for 7 days. You pay fees for 1-day listings, which if you're really hard up, keep in mind, you're not going to get full maximum value for your item if you do a 1-day listing. You're kind of short selling yourself. Another thing to keep in mind is know exactly how much your shipping is going to be. Some people get a little sticker shock when they put up something for sale and it's heavy, and they undervalue the amount of shipping that they're going to take for the for sending it off to the buyer. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. It's fun. It's fun to find coins and then sell them, especially when you have them already and you want to sell duplicates. Man, that's where it's at. But anyways, that's going to go ahead and conclude it for today. Would love to hear your guys' questions and comments regarding how to post up successful eBay listings. And let's see. Let's roll it. Let's see if these things sell. It should sell. I should get at least 1 bid per each. Using just all of the things on there. So keep an eye out for these listings too. My eBay name is Cuckoo times 10. KOOKOOX10. And yeah, sharing with me and let's see if I sell them. Should be a lot of fun. So you guys take care. Like, share, subscribe this video if you enjoy it today, or if you enjoy my channel in general. And as always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. Enjoy the hobby, and best of luck on your next search. Check you later.